Good morning all. So next we are going to discuss about different methods of sterilization. So already in the last class we have discussed about sterilization. That means it means the freeing of an article from all organism including virus, bacteria and their spores, fungi and their both spores in pathogenic and non-pathogenic microorganisms. So the sterilization, it is an absolute germ-free state and it is required for the culture media, suspending fluids, reagents, containers and equipment used in the laboratory. So there are mainly four main methods of sterilization. So what are the different four main methods? First one is heat. Heat is applied in its two forms. How? It is in the form of either dry heat or moist heat. And it is a very reliable and widely applicable method, heat. And the temperature above 100 degrees Celsius under controlled conditions kill the spores as well. That we are already familiar with those content. The next is ionizing radiation. Both beta and gamma irradiation are used for disposable single-use items like needles, syringes, latex catheters and surgical gloves. The next is filtration. Filtration, it chooses to remove the bacteria from fluids which are spoiled by heating. Example, blood, semen and antibiotic solutions. The next coming is chemical disinfectant. This can be ethylene oxide, which is used mainly in industry for the sterilization of heat-sensitive materials which cannot withstand heating. And example for such materials are plastics. The next is about liquids. Certain liquids such as glutaraldehyde, which can be used when no other sterilization method is available. And these are not very effective and reliable. That is a disadvantage of those methods. So these are the main important methods of sterilization: heat, ionizing radiation, filtration, chemical disinfectant, ethylene oxide and liquids. Next is heat method of sterilization. So we can discuss each of them in detail. So in this session we are going to discuss about heat methods of sterilization, that is mainly dry heat methods. So in today's session we are discussing dry heat methods. So before that, what do you mean by heat method of sterilization? This is the most common method of sterilization. The heat used, it is capable of killing the microbes in the substance. The temperature of the heat and the duration of the heat are the factors that affect the extent of sterilization. So, in the heat sterilization process, the longer the exposure to heat, the better is the sterilization at a given temperature. When the temperature of the heat increases or rises, the time span which is required for the sterilization decreases. It is the common method. So further, the sterilization time increases with decrease in temperature and vice versa. But one needs to maintain minimum sterilization time or minimum contact time for the heat to be in touch with microbes or the bacteria and thereby kill them. So the heat method of sterilization, it is again of two types based on the type of heat we are using. First one is moist heat method. Second one is dry heat methods. So here we are going to discuss dry heat method. So where we are applying this dry heat? The dry heat is suitable for glassware, instruments and paper wrapped articles not spoiled by very high temperature. So we can apply this dry heat method to the materials which doesn't get spoiled as a result of the exposure to high temperature. And also we can use this dry heat method for the materials which are water impermeable oils, waxes and powders. This dry heat method cannot be used for water containing culture media. Then next is the methods of application of dry heat. So how we can apply this dry heat method? What are the different types of application methods which we are using in dry heat? Let us discuss. So first one is red heat. The articles to be sterilized. In the case of red heat, the articles to be sterilized are put in the flame directly until red hot, and it has its application in the sterilization of inoculating wires and loops and tips of the needles and forceps, which should be held vertically in flame, until red hot along their whole length. So this is the red heat. The next coming is flaming. So this means direct exposure of articles to gas or spirit flame. And this method, however, does not ensure complete sterilization. That is a disadvantage. Next coming is incineration. So this incineration can be done especially for inoculating loops when used in the microbe cultures, and the metallic end of the loop is heated to red hot on the flame, and this exposure kills most of the germs. The next is coming is hot air oven. This mode of heat is applied for the substance which can withstand high temperature in the range of 160 degrees Celsius to 180. I think you are very familiar with hot air oven, but just I am saying few words, okay? And this cannot be reliably penetrated by moist heat. So high temperature can be used in hot air oven. It is used for glassware such as tubes, flask, measuring cylinders, all glass syringes and glass pipettes, powders, oils and greases in sealed containers. So this is the picture of red heat. This is the both red heat and flaming. Red heat, that is the loop becomes red hot. In the case of the flaming, using the gas or spirit, we can flame the mouth of the test tube, etc. Sterilize. And this is the another picture of flaming. We are performing the microbiological work in the laboratory, and we are sterilizing the mouth of the test tube using this method. And this is for incinerator. So incinerator is used for sterilizing wire loop and electrical change. So electrical change which can be converted to heat, and this high temperature is provided in the incinerator, which is capable of destroying living organisms. So in older times we are usually using in the for complete destruction of all microorganisms, such as ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ലാബിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്ത പ്ലേറ്റ്സ്, അതായത് ഇനി വീണ്ടും റീയൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാത്തത്, അതായത് നമ്മൾ ഇട്ട ഡ്രസ്സ്, അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒക്കെ നമുക്ക് ഫുള്ളായിട്ട് ഡിസ്ട്രോയ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ പണ്ടൊക്കെ ഇൻസിനറേറ്റേഴ്സിലാണ് അത് കൊടുത്തിരുന്നത്. കാരണം അത് ഡയറക്റ്റ് ആഷസ് ആക്കി മാറ്റും. അപ്പോൾ പണ്ടൊക്കെ ഇൻസിനറേറ്റേഴ്സ് അങ്ങനെ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഇൻസിനറേറ്റേഴ്സ് വിച്ച് ക്യാൻ ബി യൂസ്ഡ് ഫോർ സ്റ്റെറിലൈസിങ് വയർ ലൂപ്പ് എക്സെട്ര. Next is hot air oven. So in the case of the hot air oven, it is used for sterilization of glassware, forceps, scalpels, scissors, etc. Then throat swabs, syringes, dry materials in sealed containers, powders, fats, oil and greases which are impermeable to moisture. Following precautions should be observed when using hot air oven. So this is the picture of hot air oven, the modern hot air oven. Okay, and there are certain precautions. I think these are all you are familiar, but I'm saying the oven must not be overloaded. You know that space must be left for air circulation through the articles. Then it must be loaded and then heated up to sterilization temperature in the course of 1 to 2 hours. Then holding period is 160 degrees Celsius for 1 hour and is required for the sterilization. It means 1 hour after attaining 160 degrees Celsius. The next is about infrared radiations. Then in the case of this infrared radiation, infrared rays are generated by an electrical element, and these rays are allowed to fall on the objects to be sterilized, and the object is heated and sterilized in the case of the infrared radiation. So these are all about the dry heat methods. This I have done in brief. കാരണം ഓൾറെഡി ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം നമ്മൾ എടുത്തതാണ്. അതിന് നോട്ട്സും തന്നിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇപ്രാവശ്യം ഇത്ര ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് പോകുന്നില്ല. നിങ്ങളെ കയ്യിൽ എല്ലാവരുടെ കയ്യിൽ നോട്ട്സ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയാം. അപ്പോൾ ജസ്റ്റ് ബ്രീഫായിട്ടേ പോകുന്നുള്ളൂ. ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് പോയിന്റ്സ് മാത്രമേ കവർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളൂ. എന്തായാലും നമുക്ക് ഡിസ്കഷൻ വെക്കുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാ പോയിന്റ്സും കവർ ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, ഇനി ഇതിൻ്റെ പിക്ചേഴ്സ് ഇനി നെക്സ്റ്റ് സെഷനിൽ ഞാനിടും. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു ഓൾ.